Hi, welcome back. And if it's your first time, welcome to the second session of the UniTopia process. My name is Dr. Carl Fraser, and I'm your host for this session. As you'll see unfold, the UniTopia process aims to be a forum to discuss and debate higher education, its civic purpose, and where that comes into conflict with other competing social, political, environmental, and spatial demands. So today we're going to continue with our chain reaction thread, where the interviewer from the last time delivers the presentation this time. So in a moment, we're going to have a presentation from Dr. Eric Lybeck, followed by an interview of Eric, led by Dr. Zoe Bulaitis. Before that, for continuity, we'll have a quick review of the illuminating presentation delivered by Professor Chris Newfield, Director of the Independent Social Research Foundation, where he discusses 4 alternative futures for the university. This presentation is from a fortnight ago, so you can find a link to it and the full discussion from that session on our platform, Academic College. And there should be a link either in the comment section of this feed or somewhere on the screen at some point. Right now, just there. I'll conduct that review of Chris's session with Eric. So I'll bring Eric in now. So Eric, hello. Are you there?
Hi, hello. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. How are you?
Oh, great. Yeah, doing well. Remembering that the lecture from Chris 2 weeks ago was really inspiring, and then I've been writing and thinking about what to say kind of in response, I suppose. Okay. But yeah. What did you think?
I think it was quite nice to start off with something that gave such a holistic reading of many of the problems that the university faces at the moment. And these 4 different directions make it very easy to kind of break down and assess. So I guess that makes your task interesting.
Definitely. And I suppose I've been drafting this particular paper for a little while, and then I was also editing it, and I must admit that my computer's actually just finishing the export at the moment, so it may take us a minute to get all the way there. But in the meantime, it's just well, it's kind of an interesting experiment, because as you and I when we started to think about the college, we thought about this as like an experiment, and it's really interesting to try this kind of live format, I suppose.
Well, I guess we're also in a unique situation because as we go down the thread, there won't be a link between the producers, the interviewers, and the presenters. So at the moment, we need to get you out of the production phase as you move forward with the feature session.
Well, and I also think there's something about my computer as well. It's using the power to send you and I talking, so we'll make the best of it. But what I was thinking was with the live format, it's a really unique experience, actually, because you and I have done we've been doing free speech live for a little while, and it's not really something that we particularly do in academia, and I suppose that it might come up a bit later, but
I think it's a good opportunity to really test other forms of dialogue. Obviously, it's coming around more with COVID, and there's more Zoom calls and everything. But actually, as a structured way of having an academic output, I think this is a good testing ground for that medium.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting about it being live is it's a bit like giving a talk, or even just turning up for a lecture, where you have to kind of get it done by a certain time. And in this instance, I'm still learning how to produce and edit and export. So I maybe thought I had a few more minutes than I did, but I think that pressure is interesting. Having now done it on this kind of production side of things, that's been quite interesting.
Deadline. Yeah, different type of deadline.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't know. There is a whole experience. I think there's even some sociology on conferences and the way in which the pressure of doing a conference kind of can create the putting pen to paper and so forth. So that's important, what we hope to do. And then we also hope to bring in this live element, the fact that folks are watching right now. If anyone is out there on any one of the platforms we're using, we've got, what is it now? We have Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So if you're there and want to say hi, we can pull you up on screen. And we've only got 3 minutes left, I promise. So
I like that we're also on Twitch. I imagine an errant gamer strolling into this feed and
exactly
trying to work out the rules of the game. So.
Yes. And what I can do is I could... Oh, go ahead.
No. All I was going to say is the Eventbrite link. Does it host it on Eventbrite, or does it take you through to YouTube?
The Eventbrite should have the YouTube up on screen, so I don't know if anyone has that. And this is I'll just post here. This is where you say hello. There it goes. And what I can show you now is I can show you, and we can create our own countdown here, because you'll be able to see. Can you see it rendering now? And you can see Matthew Arnold. He's going to feature quite heavily in our production. But you can also join in on the suspense that I have while waiting for this. Seeing how the sausage is made. Because it's a bit exactly, and it's a bit like what is it? It's a bit like when you're waiting for a bus or something, and it says it's about 2 minutes away. For about 15 minutes, it says it's 2 minutes away.
It's due for another 10 minutes. That's always the trick. The due is an infinite, ever unfolding time scale. Yeah, it's always like that. It's like
No.
I was going to say, it's like when you're a student and you finish your work just before you need to print it, and then somehow in your mind printing takes a very finite amount of time, and it always takes about 4 times more than that. So it's always the way.
Oh, absolutely. The printing is, and isn't it always the way that, the paper will get jammed at the one time you need it to not.
It's never
so this one last minute should not be too aggressive. Oh. But and most unfortunately, I can't actually press play, because once we get going, Charlie says the printer can sense your stress. So yes.
Charlie is correct. Yeah, it's like a shark that can smell fear. So you need to play a game with reality. Are we looking at your first slide or your last slide? Just out of interest.
I think it's sort of in the middle. You can see right there. You can see that little. Yeah. And at the time I had plenty of time. Oh, here we go. Render error. So that might be a problem. Let's see if this will run. We'll see what we could do.
If it doesn't, let's say if it doesn't first, we have an alternative.
Yeah. If needs be, I suppose we'll have to postpone for a week, and that's just something that will happen. But I can hear it going somewhere. There we
go. There you are.
Okay, this might work. This just might work. So, shall we try this again? I'm going to reshare my screen.
Yep.
And then, Carl, maybe you'd like to.
Yeah, I'll give you a proper introduction.
Okay.
A non-production introduction. Okay. So Eric is working in the emerging field of critical university studies. Lybeck's work draws on processual and civic approaches to social knowledge and practices to make new connections between the disciplines of sociology and education. His doctoral research at Cambridge explored the history of the social and legal sciences during the late 19th century, transfer of university models from Germany to America. He is currently editor-in-chief of the journal Civic Sociology, published by the University of California Press. So without further ado, let's start the presentation. Fingers crossed.
In 2016, in response to the Trump and Brexit votes, my colleagues and I founded an open access journal called Civic Sociology to bring better sociological knowledge in contact with reality, including the widening political, economic, and cultural gulfs between educated and non-educated populations and regions in advanced industrialized nations. Not sure we've mastered the technology, have we?
Yeah, it looks like it's jumping a little bit.
Okay. One more attempt here, and then we'll postpone for a week if this doesn't work. So,
how long are you giving it? How long are we giving it? I should ask.
How long are we giving it? I'll just give this one more try. In 2016, in response to the Trump and Brexit votes, my colleagues and I founded an open access journal.
Still jumping.
No, I think it has a technical problem. So,
okay.
I will suggest that we postpone, which is very unfortunate because it was a nice talk. I spent, the past 48 hours making it. But we'll watch it in 1 week's time. We'll start it again, and we'll do it all properly with the full technical provisions and so forth. Yeah?
Okay, let's make it work. Okay, let's do that. So, yeah.
Okay. Unless I could do, no, we'll just do it again, and apologize to everyone who's tuned in. We will try this one more time next time, and all part of the experiment. Yeah.
The UniTopia process, very much process today. That's fine.
Okay, thank you, Julia. We'll see you again next week. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.